All right, so it's a best of 3. This is game number 1, and we are on Frigid Lake, which was Mr. Yo's pick.
Yup, that is correct. And this map, if we take a look at it, it has some deep fish in the center. It's got some shore fish in the center, but there's not that much fish. Is it really worth the risk to go for a dock? We will see what players want to do.
I mean, I feel like it's worth it if your opponent doesn't go. Because then you could also have in the Feudal Age demos, and demos could be huge, getting rid of a little mass of spears or archers and whatnot. So I've seen some really nice demo engagements in the lake there. Ooh,
Yeah.
will a camel kill a vill? No.
Nah, camels do 4
Yeah,
damage.
they do
It's
less
just like not
damage.
quite. It's not as quite as much. You know, two damage versus 3 damage versus the looned villagers is kind of. It's a pretty big deal.
Okay,
so
okay. When you put it that way, it is a little bit more of a deal. But if you guys aren't familiar with the map, it looks a little something like this. And so around your TC, you have some shorefish, and you're not allowed to farm around here. So you can't be dropping any rice paddies, as it were. So what players will have to do is kind of go outside and then make mills and then make farms around it, which is why I was thinking perhaps Khmer could be a good play, because you don't need the mill.
Yeah. Yeah, Khmer does make a lot of sense on this map, but both players have other ideas. Gajara's with the 5 sheep in the mill, too, so, I mean, they did get a recent buff for having less sheep in there, so actually it's probably okay.
So it's not so tragic if you're lame, so it's still a viable option here. Scouts will regroup, maybe. There's a nice spear defense here from Mr. Yo, and Yo's gonna go and dock the center. He's gonna get the dock down and run away from his camel.
Yo did lose a villager to the scout aggression, so it wasn't so perfect, but, you know, he's gonna counterattack with these archers here. Gonna kill an archer, probably not gonna kill a villager, but these archers from Yo are gonna be putting a lot of pressure on the berries.
Yeah.
And if you get taken off of berries, you can't make food units, and villagers are a food unit, so you need food, or you need villagers, so.
Yeah. Well,
that's gonna be a
Tatars,
problem.
he just ran out of his sheep. So usually from the herdables, for Tatars, it does last 150% longer. So he had like a little bit of wiggle room. But now that those have been consumed, we're going to need to start moving out and milling and adding farms to our economy. In terms of eco upgrades, he's picked up horse collar. Oh, sorry, itty bitty, so the wood upgrade, but no horse collar. Mr. Yo, though, just picking up horse collar now.
Yeah, going for padded archer armor is Valas, but
Whoa.
is he really gonna have the food to keep villager production? It's so close. Yeah, he's gonna barely have enough here, and well, we'll see if that archer armor pays off here. As you were saying, there could be some demos coming in from Yo, but probably not worth it to get quite yet because it's a little bit of a risky play. But Valas knows that there's an option for demos, so he kind of is going the long way around.
Yeah, he sees the dock. He knows it's coming up. I don't know if he's going to just not dock. Going to dock here is a great way to add some eco on the water, as one would say. But he's not. And Yo has an advantage here of 2, almost 3 now fishing ships. That's going to add up quick because now he also has 2 villagers grabbing from the salmon as well. So it's
but
5
Yo's losing
extra
the game right
villagers.
now with this raid. So, I mean, that's going to be a problem.
Oh,
3
yeah, that's a
villagers
problem.
down.
Villagers are dying here.
Yeah, for whatever reason, Yo's villager just decided not to finish the wall, and he left a 3-tile gap in the worst possible area.
That's horrible.
And 3 villagers down. That was very good for our Tatars player here.
It's one way to even up the eco lead there. Just, kill your opponent's eco instead of making your own.
Yeah, that's the Leary approach from the previous
Apparently
games.
so. Yo's now teching into some skirmishers. Skirmishers do have a bonus versus archers, or they have more pierce armor, rather. A slight bonus also versus archers, but it's really the pierce armor that makes them so nice. They can tank more shots. And Valas, I foresee him adding a stable. In fact, that's not what he's doing. He's adding a market. But I think a stable probably will come down. If he wants to go for cavalry archers, it's likely that he'll, need bloodlines and husbandry anyway. And making a couple of scouts could be a nice way to deal with those skirmishers. But he's got a good mass of archers, so maybe that's not even not needed.
Yeah, well, Yo's going to be up to Castle Age. Like, he's going to click up right now, and that's going to put him in such a lead. So, yeah, he's going to be going for, well, probably still ranged units, but yeah.
Yeah, he already has a stable. Ellie's blind, folks. Ellie's blind. That's why she wears glasses, but even they can't help her. Meanwhile, we have, oh, another walling villager dead.
Yeah, that was a weak Vil, but these archers are gonna get caught. All of them are gonna die here. Is Valas gonna see? Yeah, Valas sees he's gonna go to the hill. He's gonna take as good of a fight as he can. He's probably gonna kill all of Yo's archers here, actually. He's gonna, like, with good micro. Yeah. Actually, sick micro by Valas. Actually, he can win this fight because Yo doesn't have armor on his skirms.
No, yeah.
What? Insane fight for Valas
Sick
here.
micro. Someone take this micro into quarantine.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, Tatar's hill bonus is crazy here, but lacking the armor, it just shows how important armor is on skirmishers, because without armor, archers will take them all out.
Yeah, they don't have armor, extra armor, and they were fighting uphill, taking damage versus Tatars on hill. It was just a recipe for disaster. We do have the fishing ships here. It's still working, and Yo is going to be in castle in 35 seconds, and Valis going to be a little bit later, minute 40.
Yeah, the fact that Yo lost all of his ranged units makes sense that he's going to follow up with not ranged units, otherwise he wouldn't lose all of his ranged units. So I think that is going to tell Valas that these stables are going to be in. Even if Valas doesn't scout the stables, I think he can assume, based on Yo throwing those units, that there's going to be some cavalry units being built here. And yeah, so making cav archers may be a little bit difficult. We have a little bit of pause here.
It's a timeout.
Yeah, a little timeout. A little time to think, maybe. But let's take a look at the state of the game. We've got 14 on gold for Valis. So he's definitely going to be making some kind of gold unit. And he has three archery ranges. I wonder if he's just going to stick to crossbowmen in Castle Age. Because if he goes for cav archers, that's going to be really tough against Gurjar's camels. Even the Shirvamsha riders are going to be so strong against that. But Tatars with the thumb ring crossbowmen, you actually probably can fight Shirvamsha riders with this much crossbowman production. So yeah,
I
we'll
mean,
see how it goes.
we're in a time deficit here, and Valis, he can just save his archers behind his walls. He doesn't need to be out and about in Castle Age. It's very scary for feudal archers against Castle Age units. I feel like we're maybe a little bit preemptively going. I just said we don't need to take the fight, but he's going out anyway. But I guess Yo doesn't have that big of a mass, so they're running home. They're running out. Crossbow, Botkin will be in 15 seconds.
Valis does have a little hole here beside the barracks and the house that the Shirvamshas are probably going to run in, and that's going to be an absolute disaster for Valis, because he has nothing at home to defend.
Exactly. So you can't garrison. You have nothing underneath your TC, so garrisoning doesn't even matter. And then all of this exposed eco is a little bit of a problem, because how do you small wall, quick wall your farms? You can't do that. So he's going to be idling a lot of villagers, losing some as well, as he's making the long and perilous journey back to his TC.
Yeah, not even. Well, and the crossbowmen don't even do any damage to Shirvamshas because they just dodge the damage. So there's no point in even bringing the crossbowmen, unfortunately. So the camel's going to be good, but it all depends on how much damage Valis can get with these crossbowmen forward. He is going to idle these farms on the front, and he will get in. He's probably not going to see those sneak villagers go to the top. Yo going to wall it off to just to be sneaky.
Yo is already planning his mangonel, so it's already coming out of his siege workshop, and this is so bad. We could get a really big engagement here. Oh, no. Yo didn't ungarrison just yet, but now we're idling even more farms. However, Yo's already added a second town center on some gold and some wood, and now adding a third on more gold, more wood.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and his TCs are going to be supported just by his fishing economy. So, yeah, this is where the fish is actually going to be paying off a lot. As you said earlier, it's good to go for fish if your opponent doesn't go for fish, because it's just free, and free fish is good. Let's see the micro here. Are we going to split? No, we don't even need to split. Yeah, thumb ring, crossbowmen just kill it so fast. So that mangonel probably got a little too far away from the TC. Okay, and we have ballistics here for Valis, so he has potential to pick off quite a few villagers. And what's coming across the center of the map? We've got crossbowmen picking off the fish in the middle of the map, but 2 demos, so he's got to be careful.
Yeah, so this is the strength of having a dock in the center. It's really nice to possibly get huge encounters and just decimate a whole lot of army all at once. And Valas is only now adding a second town center, so he's super behind. Not only does he lack fishing ships, but he also lacks villagers.
Yeah, but this
down.
army, like, crossbowmen are just such a strong unit. This army is still going to be really, really strong for Valas in the back of Yo's base. Yeah, there's a Scorpion. Yeah, there's Shravamsha Riders, but, I mean, 19 crossbowmen with ballistics and thumb ring. Pretty strong. And he's going to try and get out here. He might be able to get out.
Yeah, and he's going to try to kill the Scorp to boot.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
okay.
And it's going to go down, too. Now he's going to stay in because he knows that Yo has to make more siege, so here's another Mangonel coming in. Keeping these villagers off of farms is really solid. So yeah, second TC is complete now for Valas, so he is starting to expand the economy. Wonder if he's gonna get on that stone eventually. Another army coming in on the front. So the problem with siege for Yo is that it can only be in one place at a time, and it's really slow.
Yeah.
So while this army in the back is gonna retreat a little bit, the other army's gonna come in the front. Now, there are 2 Mangonels. So
yeah. Yo's doing a great job of microing both fronts right now, but so is Valas. The splits are real for both, and he's keeping Yo on his toes. That's giving Valas a lot of time to breathe at home. He has the resources to build a third TC, but I mean, at this point, when he's down 14 villagers, I think he just needs to really double down on pressure, and has to watch out that this Mangonel doesn't kill his crossbows. Oh!
Yeah. Well, both Mangonels are fighting groups of crossbowmen. Now, the Mangonel in the back died, but the Shravamshas, are they going to be enough to clean the crossbowmen? I don't think so. There's only 3 of them. They'll probably die. On the front, we've got this Mangonel battle. This Mangonel's been repaired like 3 times from death.
Well, the Shravamsha does clean up the things in the deep of the base there, but forward, Valas has more army, and he's doing fine. He also has ballistics, Botkin, +2 defense, thumb ring for free, so these guys are fully loaded.
Yeah, this is some pretty crazy play from Valas. The micro was very important to his strategy here, and you can see the micro is really on point here. Now, the eco lead is not actually that much for Yo, because 5 of these are fishing ships that are pretty inefficient. I mean, they're coming from pretty far away to bring in the fish.
I mean, 50% efficiency is... We've seen worse.
Yeah, not the greatest, but anyways, we have 30 crossbowmen in the center of the map. Some of these fishing ships are gonna go down to the crossbowmen, that's for sure.
Yeah.
2 of them going down here. We see the Shravamsha Riders in the side. They're probably gonna run to the back of Valas's base.
Ooh, there's a demo in that dock. Sorry to interrupt. I'm just very scared. When there's like 30 crossbows in the center and a demo just looming in the waters. Ah!
Yeah, it's a little sketchy. So we'll see what the Shravamshas can do, but this one camel is here to greet them somewhat. It's only half HP, so it's not really going to be enough. And is Valas going to see this right away?
Oh, well, Valas needs to garrison. Luckily for Yo, he zigged instead of zagged, or luckily for Valas, rather, because I think he could have denied this town center. But now Valas is aware of the Shravamsha Riders, so he... Oh, but he didn't quick wall fast enough, so this town center might actually be denied.
Yeah, I mean, there's one Vill on the other side, but that's a lot of Vills that are going to go down. At the same time, we do have a little Scorpion battle in the middle of the map. Crossbowmen do like to take out Scorpions pretty easily when the Scorpions get all separated from all the Shravamsha Riders, but seeing a few Shravamshas also dying. More stables coming in from Yo, so he's really going to commit on this Shravamsha play.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the villager count. It's looking really good for Yo. He is using all of his resources to be making Shravamsha Riders. He's picking up armor for them. So Imperial Age is still not yet on the horizon, and it's definitely not on the horizon for Valas either. Values of the army still higher for Valas, right? 3k versus 1k 7. So Val's doing a great job of producing his crossbowmen. And I'm assuming he'd want to imp as well at some point in time because, like we already mentioned last game, we've got a really nice power boost with Bracer and Arbalesters, and not to mention Parthian Tactics for free. But hold on, that doesn't affect Arbalesters, does it? Just the cavalry archers.
No, and Tatars, yeah. I mean, they don't even have Arbs, so it's like kind of... You don't really want to be on crossbowman tech as the
Oh
Civ.
yeah, they don't get arms. So we need to make the switch into CA at some point in time. I wonder why he hasn't done it just yet.
Yeah, well, it's hard because if you go CA, then the Gajars just goes camels and you lose, right? So it's like really Really sketchy. This is a good fight for Valas if he doesn't take a big bada boom.
It
Let's
could
see how
be
it
that we
goes.
could do a Danny special where the Mangonel hits the Shravamsha Riders.
Yeah, but the Shravamsha Riders just dodge the Mangonel bolts, or the Mangonel rocks too, so actually it's kind of okay. Yeah, Yo is just trying to get close, but it's just not gonna happen. The Mangonel's too slow and Valas is too good. Oh, that was a pretty okay shot, you would think, but like all the Shravamsas are dead. The crossbowman lives.
You can't deny this guy. He's still a hero. But yeah, we've got outposts from Valas coming down, and Yo has a little bit of, like, I would say map presence or whatever. He's got more military out everywhere. And all Valas has is just a half HP scout, and Yo is now dropping a monastery, wants to get in the relic game.
Yep, relics for the late game, because it looks like this game might go a little bit longer. It doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon, because neither player is in a position to actually do any major damage to each other. But yeah, the Bloodlines upgrade is coming in for our Tatars player, so he knows that he has to make a switch. And is he making stables? No, but he is on stone. What is he gonna go for?
The crossbow's going into Mangonels, but the split was so nice from Valas, and he got one, and he gets the other two. Crazy.
Just like microing crossbowmen is just pros are so good at it these days.
An art.
It's not. Yeah, it's not reliable to just have 2 Mangonels on the map anymore. You have to have like 3, and then it's like too many. Oh, nice walls with the houses there just to reduce the surface area on the crossbowman mass.
Super
you pretty much
sharp,
have to do that.
The Shravamsha Riders have Bloodlines, +2 defense, and Iron Casting in, so they're pretty loaded as well. And Valas now also adding the Monastery. He's adding also some Raxes, wants to join in the Pike production.
Yeah, well, he's going to need something, and unfortunately, Tatars, they specialize in cavalry, but Gajars specialize in killing cavalry, so sometimes you just got to go for the halbs. Now, Tatars do have halberdiers. They don't even have the 2nd armor for their halbs, but they're still halberdiers.
But they're still halberdiers. It's really, we're going for the look. We're going for the intimidation factor, the bluff. Mister Yo taking the long way around here for the raid, but I think Valas will get the stone walls down in time, and he is safe. Umpire says safe.
Yeah.
But the castle does go up, or will go up as well, and that's going to be a really strategically placed castle. We're feeling really, really good about that.
Yeah, this castle from Valas is actually pretty good because there's no high ground that can be ranged like with Trebs. So Yo has to still step on the low ground to actually range it with anything. So even though it is on the low ground, it's actually in a pretty good spot. So yeah, the Shravamshas are working away at the wall, but I don't think they're going to be able to get in. The crossbowmen are going to still push them away. And Yo is up to Imp though. So he is going to be up quite a bit faster.
And he's got castle money, and he's dropping one at home defensively. Okay. Do you think we're switching into the chakra throwers?
Potentially. We're gonna have to see though. There's a lot of things that Yo can do. It looks like he's still continuing to produce Shravamshas. He's probably gonna go for elite Shravamshas to start. But once he sees these pikes, I wonder if he's gonna change his mind. Once he sees these pikes, because that changes things. Oh, and actually he's taking a pretty bad fight against these pikes. Honestly, I don't know if that was worth it, maybe. But, okay, let's see. Still more Shravamshas in the queue.
Yeah, he's making more Shravamshas in the queue. Meanwhile, Valas is really far from Imperial Age. Very, very far from Imperial Age. And Yo's making a 2nd castle defensively. So usually when players make their castles at home defensively, they, and if they want to go the unique unit, then it's the play. If you're gonna go unique unit and then you make your castles aggressively, it's a little bit more risque. But
exactly. Now I don't like this 2nd castle from Valas because there is some high ground out front of his base, and that's gonna get Trev down potentially. So yeah, I mean it protects the back kind of, but he could have placed it even further back and it would have been even better. But let's see. The Shravamsha Riders are going to struggle quite a bit against pikemen. So even though they are Tatar pikemen with no upgrades, they're still pretty okay.
Yeah, most of the damage they do comes from the bonus, right? Versus cavalry, they do like 22 extra damage. So having 1 or 2 extra damage is not that crazy when the bulk of it does come from that inherent bonus that is woven into their DNA.
Exactly. Now, looks like Valas is actually going for these stones that are in the top. Does Yo see this? He doesn't see this. He doesn't have town patrol. Doesn't have any outposts in the top. So Yo actually, maybe not with the greatest map vision. He could definitely do with some outposts around.
Yeah, Yo is now kind of lost his advantage. Well, not really lost, because Valas is clicking up to Imperial Age. He'll be there in 2 minutes. So he still has a little bit of time where he'll get his Treb numbers up and whatnot. But if you look at the army value, Valas is still doing a great job. He's adding some Keshiks, and they will also be generating some gold. It's an economically sound choice. Right, Keshiks, they generate a little bit of gold as they fight, which is always nice. Relic count, Yo's picked up 2. However, Yo's losing some villagers to pikemen.
Yeah, I love to see it. So we have the Chakram switch, as you said. So Chakrams might be pretty good here. Now, these Keshiks are heavy cavalry, so they're kind of like knights. So they can definitely fight Shravamsha riders. So yeah, Yo has to be a little careful with his army.
Yeah.
With the Chakrams.
Yo's now adding his
Chakrams there.
camels. The Gurjara camels do deal 40% more bonus damage, so they'll be a really nice counter to the Keshiks. But he doesn't have that mass up just yet, and they're not heavy camel riders. Whereas the Keshiks, are they elite? No, also not. Well, he's not even an imp, Ellie. He's not even an imp.
Yeah. Actually, this is looking pretty bad for Valas if he doesn't get out of here right now, because this army is huge from Yo. Just a huge army in this one position. The problem is that Valas has half his army in the bottom, or at least he has a sizable portion in the bottom. So he doesn't have everything together.
It's just pikes here, and they're not the best raiding units. And I mean, if they get to this wood line, which will be a while because they walk so slowly, we could harass a little bit of eco there. But Valas does have a castle that's forward, that's getting Treb down right now, up in the north-hand side. But Halberdiers coming in.
Yeah, that castle in the top is a little bit risky up there. I don't know if it was any good. It does secure the stones, kind of, but yeah, Yo was up so much faster. He was able to get the Trebs out, so I don't think Valas is going to be able to actually save that. And he is going to go for the Elite Keshik upgrade. Now, how is that going to change the game? Because Elite Keshiks are kind of sick. He's throwing his crossbowman in the top, but the age of crossbowman is over. It's just kind of a waste of population space. Both players maxed out here. It could go either way.
I mean, Valas does have a slight score advantage. I'm feeling like it's mostly eco-league because he's got 142 villagers, whereas Yo has 126. The army, the Halberdiers are actually putting in work.
Tatar Halberdiers, I mean, they lack the armor, but they're still halbs.
They're still halbs.
Yeah, Elite Keshiks. I don't know about this fight, Valas. Yeah, he's gonna have to back up. It's so hard to engage against the Chakram throwers. Like, look at this. The camels just run back. All the halbs are dead, and now the Keshiks have nothing to do because there's no halbs. So it's getting a little sketchy for Valas, actually.
Yeah, I feel like the Shravamsha riders, we have 23 of them, and they're countered both by halbs and the Keshiks. So Valas got like a double counter for that. Chakra throwers do have some pass-through damage, so they'll be really nice versus these Halberdiers. But hold on, it doesn't seem like it's the
pretty
best
big demo shot on the Keshiks. They didn't kill anything, but the demo shot like weakened a lot of them. Now all the Trebs are gonna die. Is he gonna save the castle? No.
But the castle falls. We weren't able to save it in time. Oh, so sad when that happened. But now I think Yo is gonna just surround these Keshiks because the Keshiks were worried about, you know, killing Trebs, and they're taking a whole lot of hits from the castle, from these Shravamsha riders. So the army for Valas is looking really, really low. But Valas isn't giving up just yet. He wants to secure some more gold with a castle in the south-hand side, and that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I think that dive was only good if the castle gets saved to kill the Trebs, but the castle didn't get saved, so the dive, yeah, the Trebs were killed. It's gonna weaken the push here. It's gonna slow down the push, but he really wanted to save that castle. Now, this game is all about how good are Keshiks. They're pretty cheap for what you get. They're kind of like a paladin unit against Arbs, but we're not seeing any Arbs from Gajars, so in this situation, they're kind of, I mean, it's all he has, but they don't quite pack the same kind of punch.
Yeah, and Yo is adding some light cav, which I feel is a little bit weird because he's got gold and he's got food, and why make a trash unit when you need not do that? But maybe he's saving up. He's also picked up 5 relics, so his gold, he's in the Goldilocks zone, man. Yeah,
well, these Keshiks are mining some gold.
That's true.
I don't know.
Cha-ching.
Stealing the chakrams wallets. I don't know. I don't know how they generate the gold, but
they're looters.
you know?
They're looters.
Yeah,
That's how they get their gold.
they're looting. Yep. That was okay for Valas. He's got a better Vil count now, but he is losing some Vils to the
rate of
chakrams
the
in the
camels
back.
is really, really nice, and that's gonna be some losses. That's gonna be some paper cuts. In the south here, Yo is also dropping a castle. He knows that Valas's castle is existing, so some trebs in the south could be a great way to push. And then Valas, without castles, how can he make keshiks? He can't.
Yeah, exactly.
He can't.
Valas is not making any siege. His plan right now is not to push. His plan right now is to deal with Yo's push and then maybe follow it up with siege later. But like, he's getting siege engineers, but right now I think he wants to max out one more time, take a big fight against the trebs, and then maybe start adding
he's
siege
getting his
after
gold crown too from the castle.
Yeah. Yeah, and what that does is it gives +2 range to trebuchets, and also lets him add in flaming camels. Which actually could be sick here. Flaming camels against these regular camels?
Mm-hmm.
How can you stop a camel that's on fire?
They're like little demos, essentially. Like little petards that walk faster, I would say.
Yeah. But,
yeah, so the chakra mass here is growing. He's at 34 of them, 37 now, and well, in big numbers, they just melt everything. Are they elite?
Yeah.
They are elite.
He got elite pretty early.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chakrams are so hard to deal with. You can't even disengage because like the halbs are gonna try and run away, and they're all gonna die.
Exactly. So your enemy's coming towards you. You're hitting them. They're running away. You're hitting them.
Yeah. So yeah, Valas is adding in siege now, but honestly,
it might be too late because that's like his first siege in I think this whole game.
Yeah. Yeah. He needs to get like actually max out on keshiks and then just take a huge fight.
Yeah.
With maybe some flaming camels in there.
And in the south here, this castle's under fire, and we had some villagers that are repairing, but his gold, I mean, it's okay for now, but long term when the gold starts like disappearing, he's got no relics. He's got no income other than the keshiks fighting, but without castles, he can't even produce that unit, so it's gonna be tough for him. He's gonna dive underneath the castle, and I think he'll be able to clean out the treb and these little chakra throwers. No big deal, but taking a fight against these camels will be a little suspicious. Hussars.
Valas is gonna lose the treb. It's kind of tough because Yo has 5 relics. He has map control. He has the better unit composition. What does Valas have in this game as an advantage?
Oh no, and now we have to deal with siege elephants coming in, and we've already established that they're a super strong unit. Might need to get reworked in the next updates because I think they're, maybe too strong.
Well, especially the Gujaras ones. So Gujaras, they have Kshatriyas, which gives them cheaper food units, which applies to them. And also Gujaras have the extra bonus damage, so they just do extra damage. So, and yeah, it's just kind of crazy.
Yeah, this is a little icky, and we're losing even more villagers to the scouts here, the hussars rather. And in the north, there's another huge fight happening. Valas is still holding on. I mean, villager count, he's holding his own, 111 to 110. His efficiency is a little lower than Yo's by around 10%. So 76 to 66% efficiency. So it's not like Valas is totally out of there, and the score for Yo isn't completely pulling ahead.
Yep.
But I just feel like Yo is in such a stronger position 5 minutes from now. With the relics, with his unit comp.
Yeah, I just don't really see what kind of an advantage Valas has. Maybe he just wants to continue to warm up. This is the first game, so maybe try and tire Yo out a little bit because, Yo's already... You could say Yo's in such a good position. He's already won the game, so maybe
as a caster,
force
you
him to
can't
play
say
a little
that.
longer.
It's illegal. It's punishable by death in certain countries.
You can. I'm not saying it's over. I'm just saying that he's in a pretty good spot. He probably thinks he's gonna win the game. And let's see the chakrams are gonna destroy these keshiks like easily. Actually, if he just like kites back.
It's getting a pretty overwhelming clump here of chakra throwers.
Yeah.
But Yo, look at his resources. He's got like almost 2k wood banked up. He's got lots of food, well, like a little bit of food to work with. Whereas Valas, he's got no gold, right? Income. It's very, very low. So
yeah.
he's
pushing this castle back, and that castle's gonna die. These Trebs with 16 plus 3 range, actually insane.
Well,
19 range Trebs.
maybe that's Valas' key. That's his little secret here.
Yep, that's his one advantage is just having these Trebs that shoot across the map.
Yeah, he's taking this fight. The chocolate throwers, doing really, really strong work here. So I think Valas, because he doesn't have much gold income anymore, it's really just from his, 14 Keshiks left on the map. So he's not going to be able to replenish his gold units. And he's not even making any halberdier.
Yeah. And the game is over. I mean, it was getting pretty near the end there anyways. Looking at the resources collected is pretty similar, but yeah, Yo just playing overall better. Getting the 5 relics was kind of key here,
It was really important. Yeah, for sure. That helped him out big time. The 5 relics was nice. Relic gold, how much did he have? 2K. Whew. This man's rich.
Yeah. Well, and it's not even just about the relic gold that he has now. It's just the fact that you're going to have a source of gold for the entire game. So it affects your strategy a little bit. Like, you can be a little more aggressive with your gold units because you know you're going to have more gold later. So you don't have to be as worried about losing them.
Yeah. All right, predictions. Who had the faster clicky clickies? Yo or Valas?
Probably Valas. I'm going to
You think
predict,
Valas?
but I haven't seen it yet.
I would say Valas. Well, you guys got a few seconds here to write your answer before we check. It was Valas.
Yeah. Yo plays at my APM. He's slow compared to the pros, or to the other pros, I should say. But yeah, Valas is crazy. 95? Insane. But it just shows strategy wins out over clicky clickies.
Yeah. So that means we're going to move on to Valas's home map, which will be Arabia. So here are the drafts. We can see them. We had Yo's Frigid Lake here picked, and solid win with Gurjaras. Mr. Valas struggling a little bit with the Tatars. But next game on Arabia, it could be, I feel like it could be Aztecs. I can say with 99% confidence interval that Byzantines is reserved for Northern Isles, and Dravidians probably as well if we get there. So between Hindustanis and Khmer, I would say probably Hindustanis slightly better. And for Yo, I'm calling Aztecs.
I don't want to make a prediction again. Not in this match. I'm just going to get wrecked.
All right.
I kind of doubt. I don't think I'm going to be correct. But, we do have the game link. So, I think we're going to get right into it. Yeah, we're right into it. We got a Bulgarians, Hindustanis. All right. Bulgarians, Hindustanis.
It's Hindustanis?
Did Yo change his... Yeah. I think Yo changed his picture in between the games as well. He's using some different one. So I wonder if he enabled some mods or whatever. I don't know.
Okay,
but,
so Hindustani, Bulgarian. Interesting.
Yeah. I kind of like Bulgarians just because of that blacksmith bonus. Getting the 50% food techs, faster blacksmith. You can tech into anything. So you can kind of counter whatever your opponent is doing, or you can put aggression and counter your opponent's counter. We're seeing a stable from Hindustanis. We're seeing a range from our Bulgarians player. Now, Bulgarian archers, they're one of the 2 civs that do not get crossbowman upgrades, so it's not a long-term strategy.
Spanish,
this is just
the other
a feudal
one?
strat. Yep, there you go. You know your stuff.
Yeah, I learned the hard way. I was playing a Arabia game, and I made 37 Spanish archers one game.
Oh, hey.
And I was feeling really good about myself until I realized they don't get crossbow.
You can get Bodkin arrow, though, so it's fine.
Oh, I did. That game, I did.
Okay, so we're seeing double bit axe. We're seeing Fletching come in, and we're going to see a little attack with 2 spearmen and 2 archers. Is the scout going to run into the spearmen? No. Yo is playing, or Valas is playing completely open here. So, yeah, he is rushing up these walls, but are they going to be on time?
He's going to invest. He's investing 4 villagers worth, and they better hope to finish the walls or they won't get fed. Oh, well.
Uh-oh.
Scout is in.
There's one. That was a really nice wall.
That
was a really
was
nice wall.
like the quick thinking. That was sharp. That was sharp. That was a play. That was a play. I think we're gonna need to make maybe another house behind this or something like that. But archers have fletching. Yo's picking up his defense as well. For Bulgarians, their blacksmith upgrades cost half the food costs, so it's a little bit more affordable for us. And Yo's also still open, but he's working on some walls. He's going for some houses forward. He's grabbing his hunt. He doesn't have a scout anymore. Archers and the spears are forward. Will the Hindustani go into defensive skirmishers?
That would be a big mistake if he did. I think... Oh, and Yo gets a kill on the wood line here, villager. These archers are just to pick off villagers, and so the scouts can swoop in. So they're just to bait out skirmishers or also shoot repairing villagers. And the scout follow-up is going to be what's actually deadly here.
Yeah, so we're sending our scouts. I mean, Bulgarians have a really strong scouts into night play. The blacksmith upgrades being affordable and stirrups, not too shabby.
Eventually.
But that's a problem for later.
Yeah, it's a problem for later, and honestly, this game is looking like it's gonna be a little sketchy. I mean, Valas does see the scout with upgrades, so he knows that he needs to not add too many skirmishers here because these archers, I mean, there's only 5 of them. It's also Bulgarians, so
yeah.
It's like, do you really want to go skirmishers here?
No, I mean, he's made 3 of them, and that's gonna be, I guess, enough to keep them at bay. He did pick up fletching, so, I mean, it was cheaper for him, but that's also going to be a really nice upgrade for his town centers if he eventually does get raided underneath his TC. Having fletching is just a must. It's an absolute must. And in the meantime, we have, as you said, lots and lots of scouts, but Yo's not holding off on the archer production. I think he doesn't want to go to castle. I think he says, we end it here. We end it now.
Yeah, and that could be good for Valas, though, because he's getting a defensive tower, so this is going to stop most of the aggression. The scouts are still going to be pretty strong, but...
Yeah, I mean, the scouts will have bloodlines, armor, attack. Oh, but the quick walls, feeling nice.
That was a necessary wall. If the scouts got in there, it would have been such a disaster. Now Valas probably could have garrisoned his tower with his vills and maybe killed one of those archers, but didn't want to have the idle time, I guess.
Yeah. And Valas is going up to castle, so he'll be there first.
Yeah. This woodline, he has another weak vill on the woodline. Valas, second weak vill.
Valas, no. Oh, poor villagers. Again, poor Villy.
Just gotta be careful about that, and it's so hard when the game is so crazy. But
yeah, we're gonna just re-wall this here, and that's gonna be fine. And speaking of walls, Yo is adding a market, and he's also getting ready to castle. But we will have a bit of an advantage, around 45-second advantage for the Hindustani player. That could be enough time to, pick out a couple of... Does he go camels here?
Yeah, camels will clean up the archers, and it's not like there's going to be a crossbowman follow-up, so that's one thing that Bulgarians can be weak against, is that you don't have crossbowmen to kill camels, so it's like, camels are really tough to fight. You pretty much have to go into, like, pikemen or something like that, but you don't really want to be doing that. I mean, you have 3 longswordsmen, it's maybe a bit of a meme, but...
Yeah, I mean, these 3 skirmishers here are doing a great job of defending the villager walling, so we will have time to get the houses in, and then the scouts stay out.
Yeah,
Scouts
exactly.
can just
the scouts could have ran in, but there are spears back there. So
it's true. I always say, like, scouts don't respect walling to the TC. They just zoop right in there. But Yo is more or less full walled, except in the north, and he's trusting the wood line. Folks, you can't do it. That's illegal. You can't trust wood lines. They're very devious little things. So Yo, I'm surprised he didn't check. This wood line, you can't trust it either. I think you could have had a space there. But all right. Castle for Valas, camels coming out.
Yeah. I mean, Yo did get in. I think you were looking at the hole in Yo's base.
Oh, yeah,
but Yo did get in and kill a couple more vills here and cleaned up a bunch of skirmishers. So, I mean, that did happen. But maybe not the most important, but,
we saw,
it happened.
Not important. But another villager dies here at the gold, and the Bulgarian will be in castle in just 3 seconds. So the really nice thing about Hindustani camels is that they attack 25% faster. So they're pretty nice with their faster attack speed. And not only great against the knights, but wouldn't be the worst versus other units just because of their slightly faster attack speed.
Yeah, and just like I was saying, Bulgarians pretty much has to go into pikeman here, and that's what he's doing. He's gonna go 3 TCs, pikeman defense. He's gonna have a sick economy, while Valas is just massing camels right here on 1 TC. He's gonna develop the counter, or Yo is gonna develop the counter at home, and just boom. And his economy is gonna be so far ahead, he's gonna have the perfect counter. Valas is gonna either have to add a later boom, go for TCs later, but he can't because he made the tower, or he's gonna have to add another unit in, which is gonna slow him down even further. So Yo playing this strategically perfectly right now.
So yeah, he's dropping his, he's going 4 TCs. The thing with Bulgarians is their town centers are only 50 stone instead of 100, so it's a little bit more affordable for them to drop down the TCs. We don't have that much space for Yo, so I mean space is also a resource, and in his base they're kind of all clustered together. But for the early game now, early castle, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. He will want to expand at some point in time, and because he's going primarily pikemen, it's not really the best raiding army. They're very slow. And Valas, maybe he comes forward with some siege. Camel Scorp, big fan. I'd like to see it.
Yes. Yeah, Valas pretty much needs to all in here because he's going to be so far behind economically that if he just goes for light aggression here, just harassing a little bit, maybe adding a second TC or whatever, it's just not going to be enough. Now, this second TC from Valas is probably okay because it does secure the gold, but he probably needs to really focus on just making military. But it looks like he's going to go the boom approach, and I think he's just going to be a little on the slower side to it.
Yeah. I mean, villagers already for Yo. He's up 8 vills. He has 2 more TCs. I mean, Valas is trying to add his 3rd TC, but Yo already has 4. And I feel like we should have gone with the siege and started doing pressure. Just say, screw the boom. It's all about the military.
Siege or even crossbowman would have been pretty good.
Oh,
because Valas already has a range. He has fletching. He's already part of the way to getting crossbowmen. And honestly, if he has like 6 crossbowmen, he can kill pikemen. He can shoot over walls and stuff. So it can be pretty good. Now look at this crepost in the middle of the map.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah, Yo definitely wants to take a little bit of map control because, as you said, the TCs were all inside his starting base, so he needed to press out on the map, and he has the pikemen to protect the crepost for now. And then even if Valas was going for a counter unit, like a crossbowman thing follow-up, the pikemen are good to protect the crepost for now, and then it goes up, and then suddenly Valas can't take map control anymore. So,
I mean, Valas
Yo is playing this very well.
He's picked up 2 relics, and he does have a couple of monks, so he wants to get some conversions, but the pikes are running away, and the camels will chase soon after. In terms of upgrades, Hindustani player only has his feudal age upgrades, so they don't have plus the second attack or the second defense. And they see the creppy post, and because camels have less pierce armor, then they don't want to hang out underneath this crep post. However, it doesn't have Botkin, just fletching, but still, it's something. And we have a 4th town center coming down on some stone and a woodline.
Might think that he's being greedy here, but he's like Yo was even greedier earlier, and yeah, another crepost is gonna go down on this TC, and that's gonna be a bit of a problem. Once this outpost goes up and Yo confirms that this TC is here, I bet he makes a crepost.
I mean, a creppy post is 350 stone, so we got that in the bank. We got it in the bank. Oh, that's gonna be so good. I mean, he could also. Oh yeah, there it is.
He's gonna go for a siege as well, but the crepost just gets this push started.
And I don't know if Valas. No, Valas does seize it. He's gonna make a defensive siege workshop here, but by the time the siege goes up and by the time siege comes out, the crepost will already be on our forehead. And I don't think he's gonna like it.
No, I don't think so. And Valas, he just doesn't have any stone. It's like, where's his other stone? It's out on the map, so how can he do anything? He's not gonna have a castle. Like, there is this neutral stone in the far east that maybe...
But it's really far, and does he see it? He doesn't even see it.
He doesn't even see it.
He doesn't even know.
See it, but, like, he needs to figure that out. Now, this crepost doesn't range the stone completely, so...
Not
Valas
yet, but Botkin is coming in.
Yeah, and then suddenly... It still doesn't quite range it, but it's like pretty close.
I mean, we're on the
edge.
We're on the edge. Yeah, we're living life on the edge. Oh my goodness. All right, well, we do have a Mangonel coming forward, and I don't think it makes sense, yeah, to repair this town center. So the TC will go down and, oh, the hole, the pluggies. Very nice.
Yeah, but Valas has been really good with his quick walls here. The Mangonel is out, so it's gonna prevent Yo from pushing any further, but Yo doesn't even care. His boom is so far ahead. Like, this push doesn't even really need to do damage. It just needs to take map control so that when he goes imp, he can, like, treb stuff.
Yeah, more crep posts are going down on the maps here, and they're going to be denying very valuable wood lines for Valas. He still has, like, wood is the limiting reagent for Valas, and his walls are so bizarre. Like, he's going all the way around town, but he's trying to give himself as much space here as possible. But the monastery that has so lovingly collected 3 relics, Mister Yo is just going to say, we take them. Thank you.
Yeah, that was really the main advantage that Valas had, was just the relics for the late game, but like he doesn't have any map control, he's got a worse boom.
But he does
the
have
unit
Imp
comp
very
isn't quite
close
there.
on the horizon, and that's something. If he can get a castle, he can't though. Where's he gonna get the stone? Oh.
Yeah, who's gonna click up
if he got a
first?
castle,
Is it gonna be Valas? Valas is gonna maybe click up first here, but Yo is gonna be not very far behind. Like Yo is gonna be up. He just needs to cancel all the villas in the queue.
Yeah, and then he'd be up for sure. I mean, Valas, his villagers will be even cheaper in Imperial Age, and he's got 86 of them. And, I mean, camels are a little bit cheaper than knights are, for example, but you still need a decent amount of food villagers. And with 4 TCs or 3 TCs, upgrades costing pricey things as well. I don't know. I think we might have to go into hand cannoneers with all of these pikes on our horizon.
Yeah, I mean, Bulgarians, they don't have bombard cannons, so they don't really have any long-range options for dealing with the hand cannoneers, but they can go into the cheap onager tech, which would be pretty good. But, you know, Hindustanis, they can make the bombard cannons as well, so, you know, there is one play. And as you said, gunpowder is probably the solution for our Hindustanis player. Let's see if he adds any more ranges.
Yeah.
Let's see if he adds stuff. He's getting the pikeman upgrade, so he's gonna fight pikeman with pikeman. Sometimes pretty good.
Okay, it's interesting. I mean, he does have a university. He's picking up masonry to give himself a little bit more HP on these buildings so they can hold a little longer.
Yeah.
But Imp, Yo's gonna be there around 40 seconds behind, and chemistry takes around a minute and a half to research. So Yo will be fully an Imp before we can even get hand cannies out on the field.
Yeah. But where's Yo's castle? Where's Yo's castle gonna go? Is it gonna be inside Valas's base, or is he gonna place it further back? I mean, Yo knows he's so far ahead, he might just place it inside Valas's base. That would be kind of sick.
Could be. Oh, I was gonna say, could be right here. My square is here. I was gonna say, and then we got a twofer. What we in the business call a twofer, a 1 castle. You know, 2 TCs. Oh wait, no, that's the Valas castle. Never mind.
Yeah. But it's too late. He's up. He's up, but the castle's gonna be up 15 seconds later, and that's missing. That's kind of throwing his Imperial Age timing. Like, oh, Yo is gonna be up quite close to when this castle completes. I'm assuming we're gonna see instant trebs here, though, like 100%. It's super necessary.
We are researching chemistry for Valas. So do we see the ranges though? He's making more Raxes. He's making more Raxes, so it doesn't even seem like he wants to transition into hand cannoneers. The man's got 1, count it, 1 archery range. And there's a hole in the bottom of Valas's base. He's trusting the wood line too. Oh, but these guys aren't even going in.
Yeah, well.
I guess they don't want to show that we know that there's a hole here. That's what I'm just assuming.
Yeah. Like, he's looking for a sneak. I think that Yo sees that there's not really that much in Valas's base, so he'd rather just go look for a sneak, because that's where, like, Valas could be getting mines somewhere. I mean, but yeah, we're gonna be seeing bombard cannons coming in pretty soon. Now, Valas is finally making a treb after being an imp for a really long time, so he was a little bit late to making the imps, or making the trebs here, so that's gonna really severely hurt his ability to push back. We are seeing hand cannons, though.
Yeah, I mean, finally. We also have a tiny, tiny little raid of 4 camels that will swiftly get cleaned up by these conics. But it's something. I mean, it's nice to see there's a little bit of a fight here for Valas, that he's trying to get some kills. And in the meantime, the Trebuchet is doing some work.
Will be, anyways. Where's the siege workshop? Yeah, we don't see any bombard cannon. We're seeing block printing. So Valas is hoping that Yo is gonna go into like Onager or something like that. I mean, block printing will help against the Conics as well, but it's gonna be a really tough fight.
Yeah, I
here
mean, he's getting
for
guilds,
Valas.
so he's just already ready to use the market, essentially. Once you see someone get guilds, it's like, all right, let's get better trades at the market. He's also picking up iron casting. He has a small little mass of hand cannies, but it's growing. I feel like the Conics can just run in, though, and clean up the Treb, and that's literally
it's a bit of a
the
choke
only...
point, and there are pikes in a choke. Like, that it would be a pretty good engage for the pikes, but... Oh, what's going on, Valas? I don't know about guilds, though. I think that was a misclick. That's kind of a weird thing to do. Oh, the monks are all going to the Conics.
Uh-oh.
They're going to their deaths.
The castle fire? What are we doing? Old men!
That's just like, oh no.
That's like 100 gold each. We get one conversion, but was it worth? I think not.
That was like, he obviously just wasn't paying attention.
No,
that
yeah,
can't happen.
35 elite Conics. And Conics, the thing about them, is a unique unit for Bulgarians. You can make them out of the castles and the crep posts that we had forward. And once they die, they come back to life as a dismounted Conic. So they're perfect for Halloween. They come back from the dead.
That's a good point.
It's spooky.
Yeah, and that's why the hand cannoneers are needed, though, because the pikes can kill
hand cannoneers
the pikes can kill these guys.
Have a bonus versus infantry, so it makes them really strong.
Yeah.
That's great. I don't know how many people are like diehard AoE fans and how many people are here for like the very first time and maybe don't know all about the counters, so trying to be a little bit more informative.
Yeah, that's good.
Score lead looking really good for Yo. He's got good eco. He's got good military. The map presence is now it's turned into control. He's got siege coming in here as well with the trebuchets attacking castles, raiding the stone. All his blacksmith upgrades for his infantry and cavalry. It's looking sharp.
Yeah. I just don't really see what Valas is going to do here. I mean, everything is going to die. The pikes are actually not really enough here. I think that he is going to tap out any second because this game is over.
And Mr. Yo gonna get the 2-0 victory. I mean, this is a tournament game where the prize pool is quite large, so we can't fault the players for really trying everything, exhausting all of their last options. But Valas isn't out of the tourney just yet. He will be playing in the elimination round.
Yeah. That'll be great, because I mean, Valas, he's such a good player, but going up against Yo, oof, that's just a tough matchup. So, maybe he'll have better luck in his next match.
I mean, Mister Yo, definitely one of the favorites in this tournament. Very strong, super strong at his craft here. So I don't think there's any shame in getting 2-0'd by one of the GOATs. Mister Yo with the military economy technology lead, it was looking really sharp for him, really strong. I mean, I know I was doubting him at the beginning, saying, his map is so small, but he was a grower.
Well, it didn't matter that he didn't really have map control because he had the counter to what Valas was making. So he was able to take map control at any time.
Yeah, and he did.
Yeah, exactly.
Res collected, so, I mean, looking really good.
Yeah,
a lot more res collected. Even though Valas had the faster castle and feudal time, in the end, it didn't matter. Mr. Yo had the villies. He paid the billies. Clicky clickies for Valas, but Yo clicked in all the right places.
Yep, exactly. Both players playing a little bit slower here because it was a little bit of a boom game there for a while, so they weren't really running around the map as much. Arabia is definitely not as aggressive of a map compared to some of these other special Empire Wars maps. So it's kind of crazy to think about. Arabia has always been the really aggressive open map, but these new maps that we're getting for Empire Wars are just on another level.
And so we won't be going into game 3. It is a best of 3, not a play all 3. So Mr. Yo going to go into the winners bracket. Valas will go into the elimination round for the next time we see them. But Frigid Lake, Arabia, solid victories by Yo with Bulgarians and Gurjaras.